Round one of the NBA playoffs continues this Sunday, April the 26th. 4 games on the board. I've got free plays and analysis in all 4 games for you for this Sunday NBA playoffs coming up free for you right here, right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV, breaking down your 2 daytime and your 2 nighttime games for Sunday. If you're finding it useful, quick thumbs up, like, and I'll keep these videos coming free for you every day right here on WagerTalk TV. And make sure you click subscribe and click the bell as well, so you know when Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every video is posted this week for free here on WagerTalk TV. All right, we'll start with the daytime game at 1 o'clock Eastern. By the way, the 2 daytime games Sunday on ESPN, the 2 nighttime games on NBC and Peacock. We're going to start with the 1 o'clock Eastern game, Cleveland-Toronto. They always stick Cleveland and Toronto in the early game. Not big TV markets, but I think this is a good game to bet. I like the Cavs here. And the early money quickly came in on Cleveland. They opened -3. It's up to 3.5, even 4 starting to show this weekend. And I agree with that move. Cavaliers are my preferred side in this series. We had a strong best bet on them, of course, in Game 1 last Saturday. They won that game by 13. And then I told you Game 2, Toronto was in a good bounce-back spot, but I stayed off using Toronto as a play for my clients. I gave you a light lead in the video, but I told you the Cleveland Cavaliers were the preferred side. And even in a good spot in Game 2, Toronto could not cover, lost by 10. But then we did give you the Raptors in Game 3 earlier this week on Thursday here in the video. Didn't use it for my clients, though, because once again, Cleveland's my preferred side. And the Raptors were in a great spot in Game 3. Home dog, down 0-2. Game 3 home teams usually bounce back. And that's exactly what the Raptors did with an easy 22-point lead. And that was a game in which it was actually a 2-point game going into the fourth quarter, don't forget. And then just an incredible fourth quarter, 43-23. Crazy. Cavaliers just fell apart. But I like the fact that they fell apart in the fourth. I think that brings the momentum into this game. We're getting the better team, bounce-back spot. Quality teams off a loss in Game 4 always make my short list. And I like Cleveland here, minus the 3.5 to -4. To get the win and get back in charge of this series, 3-1. That's at 1 o'clock Eastern for you on ESPN. As far as player props, if we're looking at Cleveland here, then we're going to look at their 2 big guys, their main 2 guys, not their bigs, but their guards, Harden and Mitchell. Both had subpar Game 3s the other night. Harden, 33 minutes, 18 points, only 3 for 10 from three-point range. And Mitchell, 33 minutes, only 15 points, 1 for 7 from three-point range. So I definitely like Harden and Mitchell, total points over. One of them is definitely going to get there if the Cavaliers win and cover. Both of them could get there as well. As they get in Game 1, Toronto's had trouble with the backcourt, and I think Harden and Mitchell go off here, and that would coincide with Cleveland covering as well at 1 o'clock Eastern. All right, let's get to the next game on the daytime card. It's Spurs and Blazers. This one at 3:30 Eastern, also on ESPN. And, of course, San Antonio has been shorthanded without Wemby. He got early injured in the second quarter of Game 2. Spurs played all 3 regular season games without him. That's something I've been mentioning here in the videos. And the Spurs went 2-1 straight up in ATS in those 3 regular season meetings, with the 2 wins coming by 13 and 11 points. They won Game 1 by 13 last weekend on Sunday. And, of course, Wemby had a monster game, 35 points, but only 5 rebounds. Kind of a weird box score. He only had 5 points, 4 rebounds in Game 2, and the Blazers won that game 106-103. I thought Portland might steal a game in this series at home. I mentioned that in the initial video last weekend. Of course, I didn't know Wemby was going to get hurt in Game 2. So the fact that the Blazers got that road win in Game 2, definitely thought the Spurs were the play in Game 3. I gave you both the Spurs and the over free in the video here on Friday. Both of those cashed. And once again, if you're liking these free play videos, all I ask is a quick thumbs up, like. Click it if you haven't already done it for this edition. And hey, if you're online or on your phone, get the hype button. I get it on my mobile browser, but not on my laptop. But if you get that hype button, always appreciate it if you hype the video as well, because the more views, the more hypes, the more free play videos I do every day here for the NBA playoffs, and also baseball here on WagerTalk TV. Spurs won by 12. They were up by 1 going into the fourth, pulled away in the fourth quarter. And with no Wembanyama, they got it done still. Huge game by Stephon Castle, 33 points. 10 for 18 shooting. Really tough to play any player props here with the Spurs without knowing Wemby's status. He's listed as questionable. I think it's probably 50-50 if he goes or not. And if he doesn't go, I like the over again. That's why I mentioned it in Game 3. They're obviously a much weaker defensive team without him. 22-year-old youngest defensive player of the year. Only unanimous defensive player of the year ever, I believe, in the NBA. That's how good he is defensively. So, yeah, he can score. But defensively, it's more important. So you really kind of have to figure out the status of Wemby. I would lean Spurs here. Minus 5.5 kind of tells you that maybe he's going to play, right? Because the game 3 line was 1.5. But then again, the market has seen them do well without Wemby. Lean Spurs -5.5 here. They're the superior team. I'm not going to take Portland and hope they just stay within a few baskets. But a lot of uncertainty here until we see Wembanyama's status for really player props for the Spurs, because obviously if he's in or out makes a huge difference. But also the Portland players, because you like more overs without Wemby, you like more unders with him. So without knowing for sure if he's going or not, I would lean Spurs. The -5.5 tells me that there's a possibility he will be back. That's at 3:30 Eastern on ESPN. All right, let's look at your two nighttime games for Sunday night. Both are on NBC National TV. They're also streaming on the Peacock Network, of course. And we'll start at 7 Eastern with the Boston-Philly Game 4. You know, I mentioned the Celtics in the video the other day. I decided to use the team total as my strong 4% play for the clients. And boy, is it frustrating when it lands right on the point spread, but the team total falls about a basket short. And what's even more frustrating is that the Celtics had 17 turnovers, I believe, in the game. And also, they were just playing like iso ball with Tatum and Brown. Made no sense to me. Tatum and Brown combined for over 82 minutes, 50 points. Two other starters had 6. White had 11. You know, I keep mentioning White, and I know he keeps going under his point total. But once again, he was only 1 for 8 from three-point range and 3 for 12 shooting. Look, the line is too high, and that's why we kind of been lukewarm on Derek White. But I keep mentioning him in videos because he keeps getting double-digit shot attempts, and he's hitting like 20% from the field. And he's still gotten 10, 8, and 11 points in the 3 games. He's still priced at around 14, which is too high probably because he's only had more than 12 points once in his last 10 games. But if White hits anywhere near his normal shot attempts, he's going to get up and over 14 points. So keep an eye on him. It really comes down to if Tatum and Brown are going to continue to do all the heavy lifting. It concerns me because I didn't think they looked good doing it, but the Celtics did still get the 8-point win, so maybe they don't change anything, which makes this game kind of dicey. I didn't think Philly would steal a game at home. I thought they might get a game on the road. Well, actually, I did think they might steal a game on the road because I mentioned in the Game 2 video that the Celtics have a tendency to let down, especially in Game 2s at home in recent years, and it always comes down to how they're shooting the three-point shot. They were 20 for 47, 43% in Game 3 the other night. The Sixers, meanwhile, were just 34%, 12 for 35. This is a tough call. Celtics are my preferred side, but I'm not in a hurry to lay 7 after what we saw the other night, especially since Boston sometimes lets down. I'll lean under in this game, under 214. I think the under could be the play because, once again, Boston might regress from three-point range. And if the Sixers see them doing that iso ball again, they're going to make other guys beat them. That's where Derek White maybe steps up, even though I think his point total is too high. He could have potential to have a bigger game. And also, I think Philly has some real real offensive problems in this series, scoring against Boston. So let's not guess on the side here. Let's just go under 214 Celtics Sixers at 7 Eastern. All right, your final game's a tricky one to say the least. Lakers and Rockets, 3-0 series, right? Hey, that's not a surprise. We thought this might be a What? The Lakers are up 3-0. Definitely didn't see that coming. And don't lie to me. None of you did either. You know, I said in the video back last weekend that I thought this could go 6 or 7 games because the NBA wanted LeBron. They'd give him the benefit of the doubt, but I never thought the Lakers were going to get off to a 3-0 series lead. And you just got to wonder what Houston has left in the tank after losing that game in overtime on Friday. Just devastating loss. That was their chance to get back in the series. You know, back at home, 10-point favorite, winnable game, a game they should have won probably, and they're down 5 going into the fourth, and they end up losing in overtime. It's a situation where they never led by more than 6. Lakers had a 15-point lead. So do we trust the Rockets now? The line was 10. Now it's 5.5. We're obviously getting a discount. And all things equal, I would jump on Houston against what should be a shorthanded Lakers team again. And I say what should be because Doncic and Reeves are shown as questionable on the injury report. Now, it doesn't make much sense to me why you would bring either one of them back when the Lakers are going to win this series. All you have to win one of the next 4 games. You could rest them for another week or so. So I don't get it. I wouldn't play him personally, but then who knows? Maybe you play him for a few minutes to try to get him into game shake. I actually think that could be a disruption for the Lakers. Lakers have outplayed the Rockets in this series without them. So we'll assume it's going to be LeBron doing the heavy lifting again. He had 29 points, 6 assists, 13 rebounds the other night. But there again, you know, with the uncertainty of who's going to be in the lineup, Doncic or Reeves listed as questionable. I'm not expecting them in there. Kind of hard to jump on any player props, and we just don't know what the Rockets are going to do in this one. Sagan at 33 points, Smith Jr. at 24, Thompson 26, Shepard 17. You know, you all laughed at me because I used his prop in Game 2, and he didn't score, and that's because Durant played. He had monster games in Game 1, shot attempts in Game 2 here. Shepard had 21 shot attempts in Game 3. He was only 6 for 21, only 4 for 13 from 3. Still got 17 points. That's because Durant did not play. Durant's questionable. So we got tons of key players questionable in this game. Here again, season on the line. Do you play Durant? You're down 0-3. Does it really matter? Tough call in this one for me personally. And the Rockets, -5, 5.5. That is a discounted price. We don't know who's going to be in the lineup. We don't know how they show up. One thing I will say is I think maybe if it's a little bit of uncertainty with both teams, we could see maybe a playground mentality, a little more offense than defense. If that's the case, I start leaning over 207.5. But this is a tricky game. I'll give you a 207.5 lean to the over, just so we have something on this game. But keep in mind, the one edge you have as a sports bettor is they have to put odds on every game, player props, sides, totals. We can pick our spots. And that's what we do long term, and that's how we have an edge and we make money, us against the bookmakers. Hey, drop your comments below. What do you think on these games? I mean, this Laker-Rocket game, in my opinion, is incredibly tricky. I mean, yes, I expect the Lakers to regress at some point, but it's more a question, do the Rockets show up in Game 4? What are your thoughts? Drop them in the comments below. What are your favorite sides and totals and player props for these 4 games on Sunday? Hey, include some analysis, some insight if you have time, so we can all learn and earn and win together here on WagerTalk TV. If you're liking these videos, all I ask is a quick thumbs up, like, and I will continue to give you every NBA playoff game free here on WagerTalk TV every day. And make sure you click subscribe and you click the bell as well for an instant alert, so you never miss out when every day's free play video is posted right here on the channel. Now, when I'm giving you leans, insight on every single game, a lot of these are light leans only. If you're playing the light TV leans, 1% of bankroll is appropriate from a money management perspective. But if you want the strongest plays, the games I'm personally using, the games my clients are getting, those are 4% best bets. And they're available every day on my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. You can go there to get my best bets for Sunday, plus the bonus free play. Don't forget, a bonus free play every day on my page with analysis. It is truly my strongest opinion because it's the last cut, just a bit outside from being a best bet. I put it up for free for everyone. So go get that free play right now with analysis and get there quicker. WT.buzz/SM. While you're there, check out some special offers. Buy 3 days, get 3 days free. Still available. 6 days for the price of 3. How about a 1-month all access with an instant $100 discount? SM100. Promo code SM100. Or, of course, the Summer Spectacular. It's real, and they're spectacular. Drop your Seinfeld quotes below. Full 3.5 months. Basketball, baseball, and that August football for about $5 a day with the Summer Spectacular. Or the 1-year all access. Instant $500 discount on a 1 year. Get you all of next year's college and pro football seasons, college and pro basketball seasons, into the playoffs next year, the rest of this year's playoffs, this year's baseball, into next year's baseball. You get the point. It is 365 straight days of all sports, all access, best bet winners for about $1 a play. That's right. It's like a 95% discount off the daily rate. Whether you want 1 day, 1 month, 1 year, doesn't matter. Everyone's getting the same best bets I'm personally using each day. It's always been that way since I started 30 years ago, August of 1996, as a full-time professional bettor and sports handicapper. It's always been the same. If I'm using a game, I send it to all my clients personally, and we all have the same plays every day. We learn and earn and win together. And get my best bets for Sunday. Get that bonus free play and check out those special offers. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. And hey, get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM. Also, follow me on social media on X and Instagram, at Steve Merril. You know the deal, 2 R's, 1 L, MERRIL, at Steve Merril on X and Instagram. And stay tuned here to WagerTalk TV because you also know there's more free play videos coming up next.